Hi guys, I hope you're well. It's Monday, 30th of March. Hope you had a really nice weekend and stayed active. So we've got a really nice piece for you today. A little bit of full body, a little bit of hip drive and hip hinge work, and then a nice little conditioning piece to finish off with. So to start with, your warm-up is going to be one set of 8 alternating Spider-Man lunge with a rotation. You're then going to do 8 alternating Spider-Man lunge to a squat when you return back to the top, to standing, and 8 sumo bodyweight deadlifts. Once you've completed that, you're going to do 2 sets, 8 Jefferson curls, 8 good mornings, and then 8 glute bridges. You can add load to each one of those if you see fit. However, do the first set just at body weight, just to get yourself moving, and then build load from there. You've then got, whether you've got a barbell or a kettlebell, you've got 4 sets, 10 bent over rows, 10 hang cleans, 10 push presses. If you have a barbell, you're going to do those as a barbell complex or break that down into 10, 10, 10. If you're doing those with a kettlebell, they're going to be single arm pieces each. So single arm on the bent over rows, 10 each arm, same on the cleans, 10 each arm, same on the push press, 10 each arm, okay? You'll rest 1 minute between sets. From there, you're going to do 4 sets of 10 deadlifts, 10 single arm swings. If you don't have a kettlebell, you're going to do plate to overheads, and then you're going to do either 5 to 10 kettlebell or dumbbell snatches, okay? Really nice and simple. If you've just got a kettlebell, then you're going to do deadlifts, and those are going to be each side as well. If you are at body weight, you're going to do 4 sets of 10 bent over rows, 10 good mornings, and then 5 to 10 pike push-ups. I've got a couple of options for you if you are struggling with any weight and you need to add some. You've then got B. It's going to be 4 sets of 10 single leg deadlifts each side. I'll go through those. 10 single leg glute bridges, and then 10 vertical jumps. Again, you're going to rest around 1 minute between the rounds on those, okay? From there, guys, we're going to go into a 15-minute EMOM, okay? So EMOM is every minute on the minute, and you're going to alternate between. First minute is going to be load ground to overheads for 20 reps. Second minute is going to be load squats for 20 reps. Third minute is going to be 10 to 15 press-ups. Once you finish the press-ups, you're then going to hold in a top plank position for the remainder of the time, up to 50 seconds. So you'll then have 10 seconds to go back into that load to ground to overhead, okay? Enjoy this one, guys. It should be a really nice workout, and we'll see you back again tomorrow. Check out the YouTube channel for all of the movement breakdown. See you later, guys. Have a nice day. So we're going to start with your warm-up. We've got, first off, 1 set, 8 alternating Spider-Man lunges with a rotation, okay? So that's going to be down into a nice long lunge position, making sure that this rear leg is as straight as possible, and then you're going to rotate towards the leading leg side. Then you're going to pop back up, show you one from the side, down into that Spider-Man lunge, rotate towards the leading leg side, and then pop back out. So you'll do 8 reps of these, okay? Just alternating. You could do 8 each side if you want to, or you could do 4 each side, making 8 in total, okay? You're then going to do 8 with a squat at the end of it. So you're going to go down to your regular Spider-Man, okay? Just keep those shoulders nice and neutral. You're then going to pop up, squat stance, 1 nice squat, big step, both hands down on the inside, pop back up, nice squat, okay? You're going to hit 8 of those. In that squat, just make sure you keep your chest up nice and tall, torso upright, feet squeezing down, and then pushing the floor away, okay? From there, you're then going to do 8 bodyweight sumo deadlifts. So feet nice and wide apart, hands just down in the center, pushing the hips back and down, and the knees outwards, keeping your torso up nice and tall. So again, from the side, feet outside shoulder width apart, hips pushed back and down, getting your bum as close to level with your knees, if not below, and then driving back upwards, okay? So that's your first piece. Second piece is going to be 2 sets of 8 Jefferson curls, 8 good mornings, and 8 glute bridges. So your Jefferson curl is just to get your spinal column working, okay? So you're going to lead from the chin, you're going to go vertebrae over vertebrae, reach down to the toes, trying to keep the legs with a slight bend of the knees, and then from there you're going to lead, pushing the thoracic, the top of the back up first, head back to neutral. So it's chin down, roll through, rounding the back, and then lead from the top up here, okay, right from the top of the shoulders, and then back up, okay? Once you've done those, you're then going to do 8 good mornings, hands across the chest, push the hips back, working into those hamstrings, squeezing into the floor, okay? Once you've done that, then you're then going to go into 8 good, glute bridges. So, lying down onto your back, you're just going to let your feet rest underneath your knees, hips down, belt buckle pulled on, hands just nice and neutral, just onto the floor, okay? From there, you're going to push your hips up towards the ceiling, squeezing through the glutes and the hamstrings, and then pulling back down. You want to push your hips up as high as you can, and then back down. Make sure belt buckle on before every rep goes, straight up and down, okay? Nice and simple, guys. So that's going to be your warm-up for today. That should get you prepped. If you make sure, remember, if you want to go out for a little jog or run before we start this, then please feel free just to get that heart rate up and just get a little bit of blood flowing. From there, we're going to work into your main piece. So, regardless of whether you've got a kettlebell or a barbell, you're going to do very similar movements. I'm going to go through the barbell movements first, then I'll come back to the kettlebell movements, okay? So, if you have a barbell, if you're lucky enough to have one at home, then great news. You're going to do 8 bent over rows, 10 bent over rows, 10 hang cleans, and then 10 push presses. You're going to do 4 rounds of these, okay? So your bent over row is going to be feet into that deadlift position, hinge from the hips, keeping your hands just underneath your shoulders, pulling the bar directly into your shins, really working on that back being nice and flat, okay? Knees want to be vertical to the horizontal, okay? From there, you're then going to pull the bar up the shins, bar into the mid-stomach, back down to the floor. So keeping that body shape as tight as possible, rather than lifting up and then pulling in. The other common thing that we see here is that you get that big movement of the body. You want to stay as controlled as you can, tuck in, back down to the floor, tuck in, and back down. If you think about the elbows moving first, you should be good to go. From there, we're going to go into 10 hang cleans, okay? We're going to work hang power cleans today, all right? So from that deadlift position, you're going to draw the bar up, hinge down to the top of the knee, drive tall, good catch position, and then back down. So it's going to be short dip, hinge, and then back up, okay? You're going to do 10 reps of that movement, okay? Once you've completed that, we're then going to work to go above the head. You can do 10 push presses, okay? So whether you want to rest off that last hang clean, entirely up to you, or you can go straight into it. You're going to get a good dip and drive, bar straight above the head, come back down to that rack position, dip and drive, come back down, okay? Remember, this is not conditioning, this is our strength piece, so try and do them as 10 individual reps, making sure the power is right from the legs, okay? Nice and smooth, all right? So, once you've done that, you're then going to go into 4 sets of 10 deadlifts. You're going to get that nice solid deadlift position, push the floor away, straight down, straight back up. 10 total reps of those, okay? From there, you've got 2 options. You're either going to go into 10 single arm kettlebell swings, okay? So it's going to be nice and good hip hinge position, bringing that spare hand up to the top and making sure that you're not rotating at the bottom. 10 on one side, swap over at the top, 10 on the other, all right? From there, you're then going to do kettlebell snatches or dumbbell snatches, okay? If you don't have a kettlebell on these, you could do these all with a plate, okay? So you could just do a plate to overhead, okay? And that will suffice for both the kettlebell swings and the snatches. So maybe do 10 to 15 reps of a plate to overhead, okay? If you only have a plate rather than the kettlebell swings and the kettlebell snatches, okay? If you do have a kettlebell or you have a dumbbell, then you're going to do either kettlebell snatch, straight up to the top, good hip hinge, 5 to 10 one side, 5 to 10 on the other side. Really working that hip drive position and a good punch out at the top. If you just have a dumbbell, then you're going to do the same but with dumbbell snatch. So from the floor or from the hang position, whichever is going to be comfortable for you. 5 on one side, 5 on the other side. Okay? So those are your barbell workout options for you. If you don't have a barbell, again, it's absolutely fine. You're going to do 10 bent over rows each arm, 10 hang cleans each arm, 10 push presses each arm on our first piece, okay? So remember, on the bent over rows, feet are going to be outside shoulder width apart, hinge from the hips, keep that spare hand down so we know that our shoulders are square and we're neutral. We're then going to tuck in to the sides, really strong in that position. 10 one side, 10 on the other side. Okay, again, same as with the barbell, make sure it's only the elbows moving and the arms, not the torso as well. From there, you'll then go into your 10 hang cleans. So, start in that height position. First clean up, roll through, hinge, and clean. Okay, make sure that elbow is coming in really nice to the side. Got a good roll of the wrists. You're going to do 10 one side, 10 into that other side, guys. Okay? Once you've then completed those, you then move on to your push presses, all right? Nice and simple. Kettlebell, top rack position. Knuckles towards the ceiling, wrist really locked out. Good solid brace to the stomach. Dip drive and above the head. Bring that kettlebell back down and repeat that process. Okay? 10 on one side, swap arms, 10 on the other side, all right? And that's your first piece done. Again, second piece is going to be 4 sets, 10 deadlifts, 10 single arm swings, and then 10 snatches. So if you're doing these with a kettlebell, you can either go 2 options on your deadlift. One is a single arm deadlift if you have a light kettlebell, okay? 10 one side, 10 onto the other side. If you have a heavier kettlebell, you could go that sumo deadlift for 10 total reps, all right? Again, making sure that back is nice and strong. We're hinging from the hip and we're really under control, okay? Then from there, guys, you've got your single arm swings and your snatches as explained previously, all right? So those are the only variations that you might need for today on the barbell and the kettlebell. If you're doing them at body weight, you're gonna do 10 bent over rows, 10 good mornings, 5 to 10 pike push-ups. Now, if you have a couple of tins in your cupboards, all right? So I've got 2 Sainsbury's bags here, okay, or any shopping bags, just the plastic ones. If you've got a canvas bag or something like that, I've just loaded them. I've got some plates because I'm at the gym. However, if you've got tins of beans, bags of sugars, pastas, weigh them all out and add them up. If you've got some bricks or what have you. Bent over rows. Let's go single arm bent over rows, guys, okay? You could use a rucksack here, or you could use a bag, all right? Whichever is totally up to you. Same movement. You then got 10 good mornings. You could use that bag, hold it in the center, hinge from the hip, really keeping that load directly underneath you, okay? Same movement applies, guys. We're just using a little bit of a different variation. You can then move on to your pike push-ups. So remember, with your pike push-ups, we hit these last week and they were really good. Feet nice and wide apart, hands coming down about 3 to 4 feet in front of you, hips up nice and high. From there, we're going to bring the elbows back towards the toes and head towards the floor, and then pushing the hips towards the ceiling. Make sure you don't push up like this and then go back out. So remember, this is not what we're looking for. We're looking to push those hips towards the ceiling. All right? Nice and easy. So that'll be your first set. It'll be 4 sets of that. 10 bent over rows. Then you've got your 10 good mornings, 5 to 10 pike push-ups. All right? Then if you do have this bag and you're comfortable swinging it around, the reason I've got 2 is because I tried earlier with 1 and it split and everything went flying everywhere. Okay? So you're going to do 10 single leg deadlifts. Okay? So that could be making sure you got 1 foot off the floor, dropping to the floor, and then coming back up. Okay, nice bit of balance in there as well. If you don't have a weight, then of course guys, you can just get down to the floor and push back up. Again, support yourself if you need to with that rear toe. If you're then working onto your single leg glute bridges, you're then going to go back to our glute bridge that we did in the warm-up. And simply guys, you're going to do the one leg. So, other foot's going to come off the floor. Alright, try and keep that angle in your knee rather than extending out through the leg. Then that will keep your pelvis nice and neutral. Then you're going to push towards the ceiling with one leg, come back down, brace that midline, push up, and come back down. Okay, really nice and simple with that one, guys. 10 one side, and then 10 on the other. Okay. Once you've completed that, guys, you're then going to go into 10 vertical jumps. So you're going to be from the floor, drive up, extend out, good solid land position, drive, up and land, okay? 10 reps, just really working on that extension through the hips and a good power through that drive, all right? So that's our main piece now. We're on to our conditioning. We have a 15-minute EMOM. Every minute, on the minute for 15 minutes, we're going to work through 3 variations of movements. One is a load to overhead. So if that is a kettlebell or a dumbbell, all right, or a plate, whichever way, you can either take the kettlebell above the head, just holding onto the handle, straight from the floor up to the top. If you have a dumbbell, you're going to take the dumbbell from the floor straight up to the top. If you have a plate, from the floor down, touch, straight up to the top, all right? Whichever load that you guys have, you can make something out of it, all right? If you don't have one of these objects, go and find something that's reasonably heavy and get yourself going. You've then got 20 loaded squats. So if you've got a plate into the chest, straight down, straight up. Same again. If you have your dumbbell up to the top, hold in that goblet position, and the same applies if you have your kettlebell, all right? Really nice and easy. We then have, into our 3rd minute, we have our press-ups. A couple of options. First option is your full press-up. Nice tight high plank position, drop the chest to the floor, bending the elbows, drive back up, keeping that midline really nice and tight. Option 2, but drop the knees down. Same movement, flexing through the elbows. Option 3, bend from the elbows, snake back up. Okay? Stick to one of those 3 options today, guys, and make it challenging. Once you finish your 10 to 15 reps, so my last rep, I'm going to hold in a plank position, right up on my tiptoes, until I hit the 50-second mark. Once I've done that, and then back into my load to overheads. Okay? Guys, that's your Monday workout. If you have any questions, please do get in touch. If not, enjoy the workout, go hard, set yourself up for a solid week, guys. Enjoy it. See you later.